Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 16th of December 2024 and the price of Bitcoin guys is definitely looking great, isn't it? Now in certain cryptocurrency exchanges guys, the price of Bitcoin has already crossed the $106,000 mark, but I'm looking at the data via CoinMarketCap and today it is at a staggering $104,000 and it's going to be really interesting to see guys how the price reacts tomorrow, because tomorrow is when the FOMC meeting is scheduled to take place. And there is a very high chance that Federal Chair Jerome Powell will be keeping the interest rate the same. And that, to be honest, guys, is definitely positive for the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, isn't it? Now, one of the reasons why the price is pumping up, guys, is because President Donald Trump, he did actually ring the bell at the New York Stock Exchange. And things are definitely looking promising so far as the future of the United States of America is concerned. Now, regarding Bitcoin, guys, there is a kind of misleading article which is published by Forbes. And they actually discuss President Donald Trump's potential plans for US Bitcoin Reserve. Now look guys, this particular news is slightly misleading because in the Forbes article, they have said everything to do with CNBC article. And what happened guys is, President Trump was actually interviewed by Jim Cramer and he just asked him one question, what do you think of cryptocurrency and are you going to put it as a reserve? And the only response President Donald Trump said is, I definitely do think so. And he further went on to state what the future of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in the United States of America is. But what Forbes has done is, guys, they have gone ahead and mentioned that President Donald Trump has approved of Bitcoin's reserve, and this could lead the market capitalization of Bitcoin alone to $15 trillion. And guys, I'm seeing so many fake news via LinkedIn. People are saying that President Donald Trump is going to buy a lot more Bitcoin. Now look, there is a very high chance that thing could happen, but at this point of time, guys, what I'd really recommend you to do is listen to the interview of Jim Cramer with President Donald Trump, and the only thing he said is, I definitely do think so. And later on in today's episode, I'll go ahead and give out more information regarding this. Now the next news guys I'll discuss also is connected to Bitcoin Reserve, but this is to do with the state of Texas. The Republican State Representative Giovanni guys, he did actually make an announcement via Twitter, and what he said, that he's officially filing for strategic Bitcoin Reserve. So what I'll do guys in today's episode, I'll go ahead and give out more information regarding the bill, because the bill is called as Texas Bill HB 1598 and it is titled as the Texas Strategic Bitcoin Reserve. So I'll definitely go ahead and share more information regarding this, and I'll go ahead and touch base on key elements guys. I'll go ahead and discuss the legislative findings and purpose, administration and management, security measures regarding this reserve, donations and community involvement, biennial reporting, cryptocurrency payment and conversions, and finally guys, I'll also go ahead and discuss how long this particular act is supposed to be valid for, because this particular act guys is actually set to expire on September 1st, 2035 as well. So I'll definitely go ahead and touch base on this. Now unfortunately guys, in the world of stablecoin, looks like they are delisted in Europe, and Coinbase guys, they have decided to delist at the USDT, and along with them, they are delisting PAX, PayPal's PYUSD as well. But it's really important to note guys, that so far Circle USDC is concerned, they are very much compliant, and looks like Coinbase Europe will continue to have Circle USDC, so really interesting news. Now regarding Coinbase guys, we do have some drama, and they are facing a $1 billion lawsuit which is filed by Bit Global Digital, and looks like they are accusing Coinbase of anti-competitive behavior after it was delisted, and this is more connected to Wrap Bitcoin, so I'll definitely go ahead and share more information regarding this. Now last week was on Thursday to be precise, Ripple stablecoin that is RLUSD was launched, and the prices of Ripple definitely pumped up at that particular moment, but looks like it has marginally gone down since then. And the CEO of Ripple, that is Brad Garlinghouse guys, he did actually state that the stablecoin has not been launched yet, and if there is any particular launch, the best place to get information is via Ripple itself. So what I'll do is guys, as and when we get any information regarding Ripple RLUSD, I'll definitely go ahead and give out more information regarding this. But in today's episode guys, I'll definitely go ahead and share some really interesting metrics, because Ripple, they have already minted 13 million RLUSD, and they have gone ahead and showed the benefits of minting it on XRP Ledger, and it costed them only 0.0048 XRP. So I'll go ahead and definitely go ahead and touch base on some really interesting metrics. So quite a lot to cover guys in today's episode, and like we do in every Crypto and Coffee Date series, we will be looking at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first one guys is more to do with custodial wallet, and Zan Bank, they are revolutionizing UAE banking, and they're doing that with institutional grade digital asset custody. Now this might seem to be a positive news, guys, but you always need to remember, not your keys, not your crypto. And the very second line of Satoshi Nakamoto's white paper did actually state the main benefits are lost if a centralized entity is required to prevent double spending. Now, so far as custody is concerned, they definitely cannot do double spending, but not your keys, not your crypto. But nonetheless, guys, it is definitely a positive news for UAE. Now, the second news, guys, is from the Emirates of Abu Dhabi. And Aspen Digital, they have received financial service permission in Abu Dhabi global market, and this will allow them to provide services in digital assets. So definitely positive news. So quite a lot to cover, guys, in today's episode. Let's kickstart with it right away. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well. And Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously. And they're focusing on 3 P's. That is people, planet, and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing, and hosting training workshops, seminars, and community events that educate, inform, and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing. Go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform. Check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets
is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below.
Now guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now the global cryptocurrency market, guys, is currently at $3.70 trillion. This is absolutely wild and crazy, isn't it? And who's to say, guys, by year end we just might cross the $4 trillion mark. Now since the last 24 hours, it is actually up by 2.08%. Now what is really crazy, guys, is ever since President Donald Trump is re-elected, the numbers, particularly on the weekend, is definitely looking great. And it's really important to note, guys, I'm reading out these numbers in the early hours of the buy, and technically it is still Sunday in most of the Western countries. And if you look at the total cryptocurrency market volume, it is at a staggering $154.28 billion. And since the last 24 hours, it is actually up by 20.91%. Now look, guys, since the last 3 to 4 years, on an average weekend, the 24-hour volume used to be around the $30 to $40 billion mark, but since the last 1.5 months to be precise, this number is almost 5 times than what it used to be in an average weekend, isn't it? So the numbers are definitely looking good even on weekends. Unfortunately, guys, one matrix that is not improving, that is the volume in decentralized finance, and today it is only at $13.34 billion, and decentralized finance, guys, is accounting for only 8.65% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now, if you look at the total value locked across decentralized finance, this is definitely pumped up, and today it is at $141.39 billion, and Lido is still dominating so far as decentralized finance is concerned, and today it is at a staggering $39.39 billion, and decentralized to centralized exchange dominance, today it is at 35.22%. Now look, guys, I wouldn't be surprised even in 2025 the volume of decentralized finance is ridiculously low. Now let's quickly run through the volume of decentralized exchanges. Now we do have a teeny tiny bit of anomaly, guys, and that is to do with Radium. But before we look at that, let's look at Uniswap, which is at number 1, and it is at a staggering $2.55 billion. PancakeSwap, guys, is at number 2, and the 24-hour volume is at $1.85 billion. Radium, guys, consistently used to be at number 1 or number 2 since the last few months, isn't it? But today it is down to number 3, and its 24-hour volume is $1.62 billion. Now there is a very high possibility why the volume of Radium has gone down, and that is because of a lot of drama surrounding Pump.fun, isn't it? There were quite a lot of live streaming platform that has been disconnected, and along with that, looks like users in UK they can't go out and use Pump.fun as well, and there is a very high possibility a lot of the transaction on Pump.fun is kind of taking place via decentralized exchange that is Radium, and because of that the volume has gone down in my opinion. Now the number 4 is Aerodrome, and the 24-hour volume is $664.43 million, and Orca, guys, is at number 5. Its 24-hour volume is $477.99 million. Now if you look at the volume of stable coins, guys, these numbers are definitely looking great for a weekend. Today it is at $141.05 billion, and stable coins as of today is accounting for 91.43% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And out of this $141.05 billion, guys, Tether USDT is accounting for $126.71 billion, followed by Circle USDC at $8.54 billion, and FDUSD is at number 3. Its 24-hour volume is $6.41 billion. Now let's quickly run through the market cap, 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now Bitcoin's market cap, guys, has once again crossed the $2 trillion mark, and today it is at $2.07 trillion, whereas Ethereum's market cap, guys, is at $478 billion. Now look, guys, tomorrow the FOMC meeting is scheduled to take place, and I wouldn't be surprised if Ethereum's market cap crosses the $500 billion mark, and along with that the global cryptocurrency market crosses the $4 trillion mark, and that would be absolutely historic, isn't it? And there is only one person responsible for that, and that is President-elect Donald J. Trump. And in just a few minutes, guys, we will go and discuss what is it that he said regarding Bitcoin Reserve. Now let's look at the 24-hour trading volume and dominance, because since the last few weeks, guys, Bitcoin's dominance has been going down, and today it is at 55.97%, and Ethereum's dominance is also down, and today it is down to 12.80%, and the reasoning is pretty simple, isn't it? When the price of Bitcoin is over the $100,000 mark, a lot of the new entrants, guys, they are skeptical because the price of Bitcoin is so high, so they want to get into smaller coins, and because of that, there is a lot of activity taking place, let's say in Solana, Radium, or even meme coins, And unfortunately, guys, that is what takes down the dominance from Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, if you look at the 24-hour trading volume, guys, for a weekend, this number is definitely great. And Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume is $60.68 billion, whereas Ethereum's 24-hour volume is almost half of that. It is at $30.16 billion. Now, what I want to do next, guys, in today's episode, I want to look at the volume of decentralized exchanges, and I want to look at it over the past 7 days, and I'm looking at the top 5 based on different blockchains. And surprisingly, guys, Solana is at number 1, and the volume for 7 days is $28.33 billion. Ethereum, guys, is at number 2nd. It is at $21.14 billion. Base Network is at number 3rd. It is at $13.27 billion. Binance BNB Smart Chain, guys, is at number 4th. It is at $11.90 billion. Now, roughly around a year ago, guys, or a little bit over that, I wouldn't be surprised if the decentralized exchange volume is taking place mostly on Ethereum, followed by Solana. But surprisingly, guys, since the last 6 months or so, looks like a lot of activity is actually taking place in Solana, isn't it? Now, the number 5th is Arbitrum, and the 7-day volume is $8.53 billion. Now, guys, let's look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. And the price of Bitcoin right now via CoinMarketCap is at a staggering $104,551. And since the last 24 hours, guys, it is actually up by 1.79%. And since the last 7 days, it is actually up by 5.57%. Ethereum, guys, is very close to touching the $4,000 mark. Today it is at $3,950. And since the last 24 hours, it is up by 1.13%. And since the last 7 days, it is actually up by 0.80%. XRP or Ripple, guys, it is looking good at $2.41. But since the last 24 hours, it is actually down by 1.29%. And since the last 7 days, it is actually down by 2.49%. Now, regarding Ripple or XRP, guys, we do have some really interesting update, and that is the launch of the stablecoin, that is RLUSD. But before we get into that, guys, let's go ahead and discuss why the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies is pumping up, and that is because of President-elect Donald Trump. Now, look, guys, last week, President Donald Trump, he did actually ring the bell at the New York Stock Exchange, and he was voted as Times Magazine Person of the Year as well, and rightly so, to be honest, because the amount of fake allegation by left-leaning administration was absolutely scary, not just for him, but for every America, and that was definitely not right for him, isn't it? But looks like he has definitely overcome the biggest hurdle. Now, regarding Bitcoin, guys, let me make a very big clarification, because I'm seeing so many posts via LinkedIn that President Donald Trump is saying yes for Bitcoin Reserve. This at this point of time is not 100% accurate, guys. And what happened is, a news article was published by Forbes that actually discussed President Trump's potential plan for US Bitcoin Reserve. However, guys, this particular article might be slightly misleading, because the primary reference is an opinion by CNBC article, and the CNBC article actually speculates that the market cap of Bitcoin could potentially reach $15 trillion. Now, look, guys, could it be possible that the person who published the article on Forbes is kind of doing insider trading, because he might have, let's say, bought Bitcoin, he might have thought, let me go ahead and publish this article, and because of this article, there is a very high possibility people will believe that President Donald Trump has said yes for Bitcoin Reserve, and the market cap of Bitcoin could reach $15 trillion, and that is exactly what has happened, and he might have cashed out a lot of his Bitcoin. There is a very high possibility for that thing to happen, isn't it? But look, guys, here's some interesting fact, and what I'd really recommend you to do is, in the show notes below, there is a full interview of President Donald Trump with Jim Cramer, and listen, guys, Jim Cramer only asked President Donald Trump, what does he think of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, and is he going to put it as a reserve? And President Donald Trump's full statement was, I think so. We are going to do something great with crypto because we don't want China or anybody else, but others embracing it, and we want to be ahead. That's about all, guys. He did not say anything regarding US Bitcoin Reserve, and I very specifically remember, guys, a similar article was actually published regarding Tim Cook, where people were saying that Tim Cook has said yes for Apple accepting Bitcoin. That was once again misleading news. Now, regarding this news, guys, the only thing President Donald Trump has said, I think so, and if you actually watch the interview, guys, this interview was not in a studio or something, it was in an open air, where President Donald Trump was kind of addressing the public, and he just went ahead and asked this question, and because of that, guys, mainstream media has gone ahead and published this news, and a lot of so-called Bitcoin and cryptocurrency influencers, what they're actually stating now is that President Donald Trump has now confirmed the US Bitcoin reserve, and then people are adding their own commentary that President Donald Trump has promised to go out and buy Bitcoin, and now the price of Bitcoin could potentially reach $200,000, and some of them are even saying $1 million. Now look, I'm not saying that thing will not happen, but regarding the US Bitcoin reserve, guys, the only thing President Donald Trump said is I think so, and we are going to do something great with crypto. That's about all, nothing more than that. But look, news suggests this definitely drives the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Now that is some of the dangers of social media, isn't it? So it's so critical that I often say, guys, it does not matter if you have a lot of information now. What is really important that you have information from first source, and in this case, guys, the first source is the interview of Jim Cramer with President Donald Trump, and you can check it in the show notes below. And the interview is only 7 minutes long, to be honest, so definitely check it out. Now guys, let's go and discuss some interesting news regarding Tether USDT in Europe and Coinbase, guys. They have announced that due to new European MiCA, that is Market in Crypto Assets Regulations, it will restrict stablecoins that don't meet MiCA requirements, and as a result of this, guys, Coinbase Europe and Coinbase Germany, they will be delisting stablecoins like PAX, PayPal's PYUSD, GYUSD and GEN, and along with that Maker's DAI as well. However, guys, Circle USD and EURC, which are MiCA compliant, will continue to be supported. Now look, so far as regulations are concerned, I kind of agree to this news, cause look, when you talk about stablecoin issuers, guys, they have nothing to do with open blockchain as such. They are a centralized entity, and according to me, they are just replacing the role of a bank. And if you're a true maximalist, guys, you should definitely not be liking stablecoin issuers like Tether USDT or even PayPal's PYUSD, guys. But look, Tether USDT will be delisted not just from Coinbase, even from Kraken and other cryptocurrency exchanges. Definitely unfortunate news regarding Tether USDT. Now guys, let's go ahead and discuss some drama between BitGlobal and Coinbase. And Coinbase, guys, is being sued by over $1 billion, and this is by BitGlobal Digital, and they are accusing the exchange of anti-competitive behavior, and this is because of the delisting of Wrap Bitcoin, which did actually take place in November of 2023, and what they are claiming is, one of the reasons why Coinbase did that is because Coinbase wanted to go out and promote their own Wrap Bitcoin, that is Coinbase BTC, and the ticker symbol for that is CBBTC, and BitGlobal, guys, claims that Coinbase's actions have harmed the Wrap Bitcoin market and violated antitrust laws as well. So it's going to be really interesting to see, guys, how this particular drama unfolds. Now, based on my understanding, I do kind of side with BitGlobal, but Coinbase's chief legal officer, that is Paul Grewal, he has actually defended the delisting, and he's actually stating that the company only drops assets that no longer meet their standards. Now, the lawsuit, guys, alleges that Coinbase engaged in monopolistic practices, including issuing false statements about Wrap Bitcoin's compliance to benefit CBBTC. Now, regarding this lawsuit, this particular lawsuit was filed in California, so it's going to be really interesting to see, guys, how this particular drama unfolds. Now, look, so far centralized exchanges are concerned, there's always some kind of drama, isn't it? So definitely unfortunate news regarding centralized exchanges. And if you look at it, guys, both the news are kind of unfortunate for Coinbase in my opinion. Now, guys, let's go and discuss a really interesting news, and this is regarding Texas. And Texas, guys, they are planning to have a strategic Bitcoin reserve. So let me go ahead and give out more information regarding this. The Republican State Representative Giovanni, guys, he did actually make an announcement via X that he has officially filed for strategic Bitcoin reserve for Texas. Now, what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, in the show notes below, there is an official filing, so please feel free to go ahead and check it out. And this particular bill, guys, is called as the Texas Bill, HB 5098, and it is titled as the Texas Strategic Bitcoin Reserve, and it proposes establishing a state-managed Bitcoin reserve within the Texas State Treasury. Now, this particular bill, guys, outlines a framework for acquiring, managing, and securing Bitcoin as a financial asset to enhance the state's fiscal resilience. Now, according to Satoshi Action Fund, guys, the Texas Bill aims to provide a way to strengthen the state's fiscal stability and establish it as a leader in Bitcoin innovation. So let me go ahead and give out more information regarding this, guys, because this particular bill proposes establishing a state-managed Bitcoin reserve within the Texas State Treasury, and this particular bill, guys, outlines a framework for acquiring, managing, as well as securing Bitcoin as a financial asset to enhance the state's fiscal resilience. So what I want to do is, I very briefly want to go ahead and touch base on some points That is legislative findings and purpose of this bill, administration and management of Bitcoin, security measures that will be taking place, the donations and community involvement, and I also want to go in touch base on Biennial Reporting, cryptocurrency payments and conversion, and finally guys, if this particular bill is approved, how long this particular act will last for. Now look, regarding legislative finding and purpose, this particular bill states that Bitcoin is reserved as a value asset with inflation hedge potential, and establishing a Bitcoin reserve aligns with Texas's commitment to innovation in digital asset and financial security. And regarding administration and management guys, this is something which is really critical, isn't it? Because look, not your keys, not your Bitcoin, and what's going to happen is the Texas comptroller is responsible for holding and managing Bitcoin in a secure state fund outside the General Reserve Fund, and secure storage technologies including cold storage, that is offline digital asset storage, will be used. And here's the important thing to note guys, that Bitcoin must be held for at least 5 years from the date of acquisition, and after this point, it can be transferred, sold or even appropriated, or even converted to other cryptocurrencies as directed by Texas comptroller. So this, to be honest, is definitely a genius move, isn't it? And it does actually merge with the whole hodl mentality. Now regarding security measures guys, the comptroller will develop policies ensuring secure storage and adopt best practices in digital asset management, and unauthorized transactions, especially involving foreign entities or illegal activities, are 100% prohibited, and regular audits and transparency reports will be conducted. Now look guys, so far as Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies are concerned, all the transactions are on a blockchain, isn't it? And this is one of the beauty regarding audits. We don't even need audit for that matter, because anyone in the world can go ahead and identify if these transactions have been used. Now regarding donations and community involvement guys, Texas residents can donate Bitcoin, and a recognition program will honor significant contribution, and the comptroller can issue certificates to acknowledge donations. Now regarding biennial reporting guys, every 2 years, a public report will detail reserves buildings, growth, security incidents and transactions. And regarding cryptocurrency payments and conversion guys, what this particular bill states is that state agency may accept cryptocurrencies but must convert them to Bitcoin before transferring them to reserve. This, to be honest, is absolutely genius move, isn't it? And this particular act guys includes provisions for compensating agencies in US dollar for equivalent Bitcoin value reserved. And regarding expiration and rulemaking authority, the act grants the comptroller rulemaking authority to manage the reserve and related processes. And this particular act, as I mentioned earlier, is actually set to expire on 1st of September 2035 unless it is renewed. Now look at this particular initiative definitely reflects the state's forward-looking stance on integrating digital assets into the financial management system, isn't it? So definitely brilliant move, and I wouldn't be surprised guys, another Republican state will definitely do something similar. Now regarding Democratic states, really I'm not sure what the stance on Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies are, because historically guys, I've always said this, Democrats are definitely against Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, open source, or even freedom of speech for that matter. Republican states, they're definitely in favor of Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, open source, and even freedom of speech. So definitely brilliant news. Now guys, let me go ahead and touch base on news regarding Ripple before we look at 2 news from UAE. And last week guys, Ripple Labs advanced its RLUSD stablecoin project, and they did that by receiving approval from New York Department of Financial Services, and they minted over 13 million RLUSD token, and this was done across the XRP Ledger and Ethereum network, and this was done as part of the mainnet testing. Now here's the interesting thing guys, on the XRP Ledger, Ripple minted 2.6 million RLUSD tokens along with additional batch totaling 900,000 tokens, and the minting costed them only 0.0048 XRP, whereas on Ethereum guys, the company minted 11.04 million RLUSD tokens, with the largest batch costing around 0.00161 Ethereum, where at that point of time was $6.31. Now these particular tests guys highlights the scalability and cost effectiveness of both networks. Now Ripple guys, they've been conducting rigorous testings, including minting, burning and even transferring tokens, and this was in preparation of the stablecoin real world use case. So it's going to be really interesting to see guys, with competition by USDT and USDC, what kind of foothold would RLUSD have. Now the CEO Brad Garlinghouse guys, he did actually state that the company has officially launched RLUSD, but the launch date is not confirmed yet, and he did actually say that any information will directly come from Ripple. So really interesting news in the world of stablecoins, as well as Ripple XRP, which by the way has nothing to do with blockchain technology as such. So these were the newscasts on the cryptocurrency and blockchain world. Now let's look at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first newscast is regarding Sand Bank, and they are revolutionizing UAE banking, and they're doing that with institutional grade digital asset custody. So let me go ahead and give out more information regarding this. Because Sand Bank, guys, which is the UAE's first AI-powered digital bank, has launched digital asset custody services, and this service is approved by Dubai's VARA, that is Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority, and Zand becomes the first UAE bank offering institutional-grade digital asset custody under a banking license, and this particular service, guys, targets corporates and institutional clients. Now here's the interesting thing, guys. Private keys are secured in onshore UAE hardware security modules, and they're also meeting global compliance, and their solution meets top global security and compliance standards. But look, guys, not your keys, not your cryptos in it, but regarding this news, guys, looks like they want to merge traditional finance, and Zan bridges traditional finance and decentralized finance, and clients can securely manage both fiat and digital assets. And Mohammed Al-Abar emphasized Zan's role in driving UAE's digital asset economy and financial growth, and Michael Chan has highlighted the importance of VARA support and Zan's focus on innovation. And Zan, guys, they also plan to launch an AED-backed stablecoin to enhance TradFi and DeFi integration, and the bank aims to be a financial cornerstone in UAE's evolving economy, and Zand is regulated by the Central Bank of UAE and licensed by VARA. Now regarding the security framework, the custody service follows stringent security protocols and continuous audits, and a dedicated team of information security experts will ensure asset protection, and the bank, guys, adheres to best practices in stability, compliance and risk management as well. And as I talked about artificial intelligence earlier, Zand leverages AI for seamless banking experience and enhanced security reliability, and this particular service by them reinforces Zand's leadership in UAE's digital financial sectors in it. So definitely interesting news. But look, guys, me personally have a couple of issues with this, because look, guys, whenever we talk about Bitcoin's core principles, we talk about decentralization, self-sovereignty, censorship resistant. But regarding this news, guys, there will be a centralized custody service, and Zand's digital asset custody service, centralized asset management, contradicts Bitcoin decentralized ethos, which is designed to eliminate reliance on third parties. And regarding third-party trust, guys, I very strongly feel by storing private keys on behalf of clients, Zand requires users to trust a centralized institution, opposing Bitcoin's principle of self-sovereignty where users control their own funds. This, to be honest, guys, is exactly the reason why Bitcoin was created in the first place. Now, when you talk about custodial services, guys, there is always custodial risk, and it's so important to understand that institutional custody services create a single point of failure, increasing the risk of hacks, breaches, or even government intervention, which is in contrast to Bitcoin decentralized and trustless design, isn't it? And based on this news, guys, it does feel it is a permission-based access, because Zand's services involve regulatory oversight, which could actually limit access to freeze funds, and this conflicts with Bitcoin's pillars of open blockchain, that is permissionless network that enables open access to everyone. Now look, they also have control over assets, guys, and users will give up control over the private keys, and violating not your keys, not your crypto principle that ensures that only asset owners can authorize transactions. And look, guys, I hate saying this, with the custodial service, there is potential censorship as well, and as regulated entity, Zend may be subject to legal and regulatory mandates that could lead to asset freezes or censorship, and this contradicts with Bitcoin's censorship-resistant nature, isn't it? So look, guys, we definitely need to be aware of what we are getting into. So let me know, guys, what are your thoughts regarding Zand offering institutional-grade digital asset custody services? Are you a fan of it, or are you a bit skeptical regarding this? Now, guys, let's go ahead and discuss second news, and this is from the Emirate of Abu Dhabi and Aspen Digital Services. They have received financial services permission in Abu Dhabi global market, and they will be able to provide services in the digital asset sector. So let me go ahead and give out more information regarding this. Because Aspen Digital Services, guys, they have established financial services in Abu Dhabi, UAE, and the firm targets family offices and ultra-high net worthy individuals who are investing in the digital asset sector. And Aspen Digital provides services such as trading, asset management, structured products, advisory, and custody as well. And this particular platform is designed specifically for digital asset allocation and private wealth management. And Aspen Digital, guys, was incubated by Everest Venture Groups and TTB partners, and major investors include RIT Capital Partners, Liberty City Ventures and Token Bay Capital. And the financial service permission license, guys, allows Aspen Digital to operate as a broker-dealer in digital asset sector, and the firm can now manage digital asset portfolios for clients under its ADGM license, and Aspen Digital is licensed to provide financial advisory services in the digital asset space, and this particular platform, guys, offers custodial services, thereby ensuring service asset storage for clients, and Aspen Digital has a global network of hedge funds, venture capitals, and market participants as well. So definitely interesting news. Now look, since the last few weeks, I'm seeing quite a lot of news coming from Abu Dhabi. So it looks like there's a lot of developments taking place in the Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and blockchain space from Abu Dhabi, isn't it? So that's about all, guys. Some cryptocurrency and blockchain and artificial intelligence world from Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes is going to be an Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So let's kick start with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's Josh from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. I have a question by Dan who asks, will state bank Bitcoin reserve like Texas proposal shape the future of common crypto adoption? This, to be honest, Dan, is such a really interesting question. Now Dan, state bank Bitcoin reserves like Texas proposal, I very strongly feel could significantly shape the future of common crypto adoption. And they can do that by bridging traditional finance and decentralized digital asset space. And there are a couple of areas I can think of, Dan. The first one immediately pops into mind is financial resilience, and I very strongly feel that by holding Bitcoin, it could actually serve as a hedge against inflation and economic downturns, something similar to gold reserves, isn't it? And this, Dan, could actually encourage other states and even countries to adopt similar strategies. Now at the Bitcoin Winter event, I was really anticipating some partnership news, where I was expecting some government officials to go ahead and make an announcement, but that thing did not happen. But look, if Texas demonstrates fiscal stability through Bitcoin, it could actually set a precedent prompting federal agencies and international governments to go ahead and explore crypto reserves as part of the economic policies. And regarding regulatory framework, Dan, I very strongly feel that adoption at a state level could accelerate the creation of regulatory frameworks, thereby ensuring safer, more transparent crypto integration into public finances. And regarding Texas, I very strongly feel by embracing Bitcoin, states like Texas could definitely boost blockchain innovation, and they will definitely attract tech startups as well, and this will create a thriving digital economy, isn't it? But that thing being said, Bitcoin is extremely volatile, but then I very strongly feel that while risks like volatility and regulatory challenges remain, the long-term potential for financial sovereignty and technological leadership does actually make state-backed Bitcoin reserve a more transformative idea. So definitely interesting question, and I'm really curious to check if one of the Emirates in UAE does something similar. That will definitely be a game changer, not just for the Middle East, probably for the entire world. So only time will tell if such a move has been made. So let's wait and see, I guess. And that's about all, guys. I'm the Ask Me Anything series on Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Remember, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto with Coffee podcast, where we cover top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East, from the cryptocurrency, blockchain, and now artificial intelligence world. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.